Shut up and sit down.
Hey, this is Simon with Nerd Safari, and we are here today to talk about the 1985 David Lynch science fiction spectacular, Dune.
The planet is Arrakis, also known as Dune.
My wife Ellie and I host movies for the Alamo Drafthouse movie chain here in New York, and I will confess, don't tell anyone, that I had never seen Dune before we hosted it. So I had to do a little homework, and I was surprised that they were trying to make this movie since the 1960s, and this was the movie that a lot of people said would never happen. And even people who thought it would happen were worried that it was just going to be another Star Wars clone. But it wasn't another Star Wars clone, and let's talk about why.
A spectacular journey through the wonders of space and the mysteries of time.
Well, first of all, the visuals were just stunning. It was beautiful. It had 1,700 people working on it. It had 80 sets. It had 16 different sound stages. And it was filmed over 6 years within 3 square miles of the Mexican desert.
From the boundaries of the incredible to the borders of the impossible.
Now next, another thing we all love about it is the soundtrack. Very, very different from Star Wars. It's got Toto. I mean, come on. It's got a very serious score, very kind of somber mood to it.
You are about to enter a world where the unexpected.
Many dangers exist on Arrakis.
And next, let's talk about actors. You've got Patrick Stewart before he was ever in Next Generation with Number One, Make It So. You've got Sting with his crazy hair and his even crazier eyes.
I will kill him!
And you've got Max von Sydow, Ming the Merciless himself, who was just awesome. Now, not everybody loved it, and probably the most notable person who didn't love it was David Lynch himself. He classed this movie as his only failure, and he still refuses to talk about it today. He was actually offered Return of the Jedi, and he said to George Lucas, "That's your thing, that's not my thing." So the cut of the movie was important. There was this whole concept that if a movie was any longer than 137 minutes, it just loses money. So there was never a director's cut originally. And Patrick Stewart and pretty much every other actor in the movie lost at least 2 scenes in the final cut. The other thing that was pretty challenging was the complexity of the movie. This is a really deep, complicated storyline.
Know then that it is the year 10,191. In this time, the most precious substance in the universe is the spice melange.
And when it launched in theaters, the studio actually handed out cheat sheets for the initial launch because it was so confusing that people just didn't get it.
He who controls the spice controls the universe.
So let's talk trivia for just a second. Now, this movie opened at number 2 in the box office. Can you guess, or even remember, which movie was number 1 at the box office that Dune just could not quite beat? Well, I'll tell you, it was Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah, that was some movie. We'll talk about that one another time. So here's another piece of weird trivia for you. We saw a lot of Sting in the movie, but we almost saw a lot of Sting. The steamy scene in the sauna where he steps out of the bath, he was originally supposed to be nude in that scene, and they changed their mind at the very last minute. So the weird winged thong thing that he's wearing in that scene, that was actually just pulled together from various bits of material and stuff that they found laying around on the set to try to hide Sting's junk. There you go. Here's a bit of gruesome trivia for you as well. So remember the guild member costumes that are kind of weird sack things that they're all wearing? Well, they were actually made from real body bags that contained previously human remains. They found these body bags in an abandoned fire station in the town in Mexico where they were filming, and they used them in the scene. What's a little even more gruesome is that they didn't tell the cast members until after they finished filming that they were wearing actual human body bags. Yeah. Okay, let's move along. So here's another piece of trivia for you about the ill-fated TV version. Now, David Lynch hated that version with a passion. And if you look in the credits of that TV version, the screenwriter's name is Judas Booth. And that's a combination, David Lynch has admitted afterwards, of Judas Iscariot and John Wilkes Booth. And that was because David Lynch felt that they betrayed him and killed his movie. Wow. There you go.
Dune, a world beyond your experience, beyond your imagination.
So all that being said, we still love this movie. A lot of other people do as well. It was a beautiful, innovative, unique sci-fi movie of its time. Nothing else was like it before or after. So go out, enjoy it, and we will see you on the next Nerd Safari. Have fun, guys.
Shut up and sit down.